YouTube, hey, it's James Lovett coming here to talk to you about relationships. All right, so the world has changed, and in this day and age, relationships have changed. There's definitely a lot more people opening up to the notion of having multiple partners, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's how you want to get down. My only problem is the lack of communication. Now, if you're open with it and you have a partner or another partner, it's fine as long as that's where it stops. But it seems like a lot of people today want to have a partner and have a side partner or a side nigga or side bitch, whatever you want to call them these days. Um, and everybody wants to do it. Back in the old days, one or two people would do it, and everybody else is pretty much cool, hoping to find a good person. So the dynamics of a relationship have changed, which is probably why I will remain single for probably the rest of my life, unless there's an agreement, on a situation. But in general, people say they want a relationship, but they really don't. What they want is all the benefits of a relationship, but they don't want to put in the actual work. And by work, I mean just because you fight, you work through it. Just because maybe somebody is feeling lonely, they don't just suddenly go out and find somebody to have sex with. Like, you work with the person, you work with the problem. Now, a lot of things I've seen is, especially for girls, they get into a relationship and they suddenly don't want to perform their duties. Now, what do I mean by duties? Men and women have duties, okay? The man's duties, make sure she's loved and feels secure and she's protected, and you know, you continue to keep things spicy. Don't do the same things that you do all the time. Switch it up, have some fun, be spontaneous, be creative, be romantic, um, in all departments of the relationship. And as for the woman too, she should make him feel secure and loved, and um, be willing to, perform sexually. Not necessarily all the times he just because he wants it. Women get tired too, so I understand that. But those are the things that a man can't or is not supposed to get anywhere else. So that is from you that he's supposed to get that from. And likewise, a man too. You should make sure that she's knows that she feels loved and that she shouldn't have to go out anywhere else to get attention, or to be complimented or anything else. So men and women both have duties in their relationship, and though you might think you're tired and whatever else, then tell that person. But if the other person's not getting what they want, you can't expect them to be able to read their mind. So, ladies, stop all that bullshit with, if you love me, you would know me, you read my mind. Okay, half the times you don't know what's going on in your head. We don't know what's going on in our own head, but you want us to know what we don't know, but then know what you don't know. No, come on, open your mouth. You're grown. You're an adult. You're not 5, 6 year old, trying to find your way through the world. You know what you want. You know what you don't want. So be open and communicate. Um, but yeah, a lot of people want the benefits. They want the structure. They want the house. They want you to pay for their things, all this other stuff. And the moment that you aren't able to provide that, they want to run and jump ship. Now, if it's years of the same thing going on, I can understand possibly leaving, especially if you've provided warnings and this is how I feel and whatever else. You open your mouth and you communicate. That's understandable. But you should always communicate. And if you're not doing your part, male or female, you need to step your game up and do it. But no, it's easier to just go and find somebody else and sleep behind someone's back and lie and cheat and steal and all that other bullshit. Because you're a child. You're not grown yet. Now, there once was a time where I was like, if a girl ever cheated on me, I would never stay with her. I'd just move on. Then I got to be an adult and had a child and understood why parents stay. Because you know what? It's easy to fall for someone else's glitz and glamour and talk. But you know what usually happens in a day? At the end of the day? That person usually gives you the hump and dump. And they realize that if you're willing to leave this man or woman to be with me, it's the same thing you're going to do with me. So as you do, so shall it be done unto you. So keep that in mind. If you want a legit relationship, be a legit person. If somebody does something to you, it doesn't mean do it back to them. Explain how you feel about it. And if you can talk through things, get through. And yes, trust does get broken. Things do hurt. These are all things that can be worked through and worked on. But if it's going to be a problem religiously, then that's something that that person wasn't ready for a relationship and you need to move on. So communication is key. Honesty is key. Trust the other person is key. Don't micromanage the other person. Let them be a human being going through life just like you. No one's perfect. So if you're not perfect, understand that the other person's not going to be perfect. But relationship today, I don't see how a lot of people do it, I guess, because so many people are quick to put their problems on Facebook and blow things out of proportion, and just it's crazy. It's really crazy today. So I guess that's why a lot of people kind of look at this society and this culture of today as a hookup culture, and everybody's doing drugs and whatever else, and you can't take people who don't know themselves seriously. So maybe the craziness in itself will work because people who are like that, who are crazy like that, will get together, make it work, and when it doesn't work, it'll just be a short relationship, and then they'll go and do the same thing with the next person. But if you're old school and you want something real and traditional, you have to maintain yourself as being a real traditional person. Don't try to keep up with the times, because there will always be people who decide that's not what they want to do. So stay true to yourself, and if you have to be alone, then be alone. You're still in good company. If you end up getting a situation where you should always be a friend with the person first. Get to know them on a friend level, and stop trying to jump into relationships because you don't even know this person. You don't know their ins and outs. And from personal experience, I found that even though you can get to know somebody, a lot of people want to hide their weaknesses and their misfortunes and things that happen to them, good, bad, and whatever else. And then that comes into play into the future and can affect your then relationship. So these are definitely things that need to be brought up and talked about. You need to put all your cards on the table, but this can only be done if you're an intelligent adult. Adults have to make the hard decisions. They have to sacrifice for the greater good sometimes. But once again, we're in this all me, look at me, selfie as civilization, culture, rather, both kind of today. And I guess when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So if that's who you are, hey, I'm not knocking you, do your thing. But for those people out there who are like me, keep your head up. Continue to fight the good fight. Hold on to your morals and your truths, and go forward. There's people out there like that, and now with the internet, you can find people anywhere in the world who's like you. So it's not over. It just means we have to take the war to a new level. So at the end of the day, look for somebody who is going to be your friend, who is truthful, who wants the same things as you do, and don't be afraid to ask the questions. Do you have STDs? Anything I should know about from your past with relationships, or were you abused? Were you lied to? Were you cheated on? I need to know all these things. Don't try to hide them, because I prefer to know them so we can work forward versus not knowing them and then it falls apart later, because that's a waste of time for everybody. So go out there, live your lives, and do your best, because that's all anybody can expect. All right, thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully that helps some of you people out there. If you have any questions, you know how to find me, jamesclovett.com. Talk to you later. Bye.